Hey, welcome to episode 1 of a new Dodgeball podcast. We're going to call it the Showdown. I'm Kyle. This is Nathan. Jinno. This is Matt. We have 2 other associates, the Italian stallion, Enzo Choi, and Zim. Zim only goes by one name.
Just Zim.
Just Zim. Before we get going, a bit of housework we gotta get to first. Even if we are affiliated or volunteer with any league or association, any perspective or opinions that we put forward are our own and are not representative of those affiliations. So now we got that out of the way. Gino, anything offensive you want to say?
Fuck y'all.
All right,
I'm just joking.
All right. So, because this is our first Dodgeball podcast, and with the upcoming Tournament of Champions next weekend, we're going to use that as our first topic. We're pretty excited for this. I'm excited for this. This is a nice way to meet more teams that are out there. Matt, how are you feeling about it?
I'm pretty stoked. I like that there's so many people coming out because they tried this before with the JDRF, and I feel like it didn't really land. But it seems like this one, there's a lot of teams that I haven't seen before. A lot of people I haven't seen before, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, Nathan. You're kind of our rookie. You've never been involved in anything like this before. What are your thoughts?
I'm really excited to meet a bunch of new people from around the world. And
He's lying.
Around Western Canada, at least. And
Toronto's not in the West.
Toronto's Central Canada.
I forgot Toronto's coming. But no, it'll be a lot of fun to meet a lot of new people, see all the different styles of dodgeball and how, I don't know, everyone fares up against each other, so I'm really excited.
Excellent. As you guys can probably already tell, this is going to be very much conversational based. We will stray off topic whenever it comes up, so just a heads up. We'll see where we end up. It may not be where we start.
Starting right now, I'm very excited to see how other leagues play because VDL plays the most rigid style of dodgeball, and it's very
boring.
When it can be boring, but it becomes like a really it's a meta game in the VDL right now. We're like, okay, everyone has a certain skill level, and it's like, what are they going to do that you don't expect? But every time VDL plays other leagues, sometimes the other leagues get an advantage just because they do stuff that VDL is not prepared to see ever. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing what like other leagues actually play like. Because even the SDL and the CDL, and I haven't played RDL, but like I've played in those other leagues, and they're wildly different. It's super cool to see how they go. Anyways, so we're going to interrupt this conversation right now.
Yeah, I was very upset with the fact we went up there, and I was just looking at Gino's face, and he was like, I am so done with all of this.
So walks out.
Yeah, he's like, gets in
Alright,
his
guys, I'm
car.
gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, it's nap time for Gino. So what we're going to do is we're going to run down through the different leagues and the different teams that are coming from what we know of the rosters and try to do our best to give you guys as much of a preview of what's going to happen this weekend. At the end, we'll probably offer some predictions, some crazy ones, some interesting ones. Some actually relate to what happened on the court. Some of them relate to what happens at the pub night afterwards, specifically who will win pub night. Kind of CDL's crown, so we'll see what happens there.
Thursdays.
So we're going to start off first with SDL. So we're kind of talking about this beforehand. 3 of the 4 of us have played in SDL in some way, and we're going to do our best to break down each team. First team is Ryan DeMello, Nick Simon, Brett Fraser, my apologies, Brett, Kevin Vo, Ada Chung, and Dana Miller. So off the top there, what are your thoughts on that team?
I'm not sure about the girls, especially. I'm sorry, Dana. I don't know, man. But Nick,
These
you're
are
amazing.
opinions, by the way.
Yeah. It's a good team. It's a good, solid team. I've played against those guys before. They have a good, solid team right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nick is the ultimate dark horse that I've seen in dodgeball. Like I've seen him actually 1v6 in a like tier 1 playoff.
Oh my god.
That's ridiculous. No one does that. So yeah, he's a dark horse. Like you don't ever count that guy out.
I think if Ryan's on his catching game too, he can, turn the tide. Like we were talking about earlier with especially Disney's Recess and CDL. One quick catch and that changed the whole game. So I think Ryan can pull that off.
Mm-hmm. And I feel a bit differently than you. I think the girls are quite solid on this team, especially the way they sweep. Their clutch catching. This past playoff in particular, they were both on top of their game. This is a very well-rounded group, and they should be pretty interesting to see how they do throughout the day. They're one of those teams that I think that they could do really well, or they could be out quickly. And we got a couple of those. So the second team, this team is another one of those teams that could be out quick or just be there the entire time because they are very much a power-based team. We got Andrew Cole, Jason Peterson, the 2 Contis, John Reek, Taylor Joanne Gerber, and Alyssa Georgia. So how many of those names mean anything to you guys?
I know John Reek.
John Rick's the only guy I know by name there.
Andrew's the tall white guy, right?
Yes, Andrew's the only tall white person in
He's really
SPL.
tall white guy.
But no, this team was fantastic at their playoff for getting into this tournament. They were very dominant. They started off real hot, and they were the first team point-wise to qualify to come in. So they bring a lot of power. A team that I would compare them to that maybe perhaps our viewers and ourselves are more familiar with would be Spartans.
Okay.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
They play a very aggressive game. They like that line. They like to be on top of it, and they like to go after people. And much like Spartans, especially in the early years, there's not a lot of coordination between the different people who are holding balls at any one time. So they're going to be very much, like, their lives will be based on how often they hit people without being caught.
Okay.
Which is kind of a basic way to explain how the game works. So this last team has actually been together for the most part for the last little bit in CDL, but for they have started in STL. The one switch they have, it's Hump Day from CDL. Peter Fenwick is subbing in for Ryan DeMello, and Ryan's playing on that first team. So this is Peter Fenwick, Ryan J. Ridd, Adolfo Fernandez, Nick Jensen, Stephanie Boyer, and Donna Ramsey. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Hump Day play before?
No, I've only heard of Donna. I've heard that. I've never seen actually this whole team ever play.
No, all those guys, they're solid because I've played a lot of drop-ins at the SDL, and they're just super hard to hit out. All these guys.
They're super hard to hit out, and they're always looking for that catch.
Yeah.
They are at all times looking for that one opportunity to make that play to turn the entire thing around, and they are exceptional at it. What are your thoughts?
I don't really know them.
Yeah.
Donna, okay. Okay. This is only one thing is I've seen Donna play before. I played in SDL, and she's very deceptive. She's one of those people like I don't know. I never really expected too much from her. No offense, but then she just made so many catches. I was like, oh crap. Then I had to put her on my radar.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of catching on that team, actually. A lot of them have caught me out just flat out. Best throw, I feel good about it, releasing, and just scoop it up every time.
Yeah.
That's something to worry about with that team.
Absolutely, and they love baiting that catch.
Yeah.
It's good.
They are very strong in that regard. So with SDL, how do we think they're going to adjust to IDA rules? Even though some of them do play in IDA affiliated leagues.
It won't be different except for the reset rule, isn't it? That's the only rule that's really
so.
different.
And the
Reset-
10 foot, 8 foot, something.
I think they went down to 6.
They're at 6
did they?
feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
The big rule differences would be the reset rule,
Yeah.
possession rule with a hand on the ball,
Okay.
and in SDL, if you jump and put your foot on the wall, you're out.
Really?
Especially if you're
Wow.
dodging.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Even if you're stabilizing yourself from smashing your back on the wall?
Yeah. So it's it's a rule out there.
Interesting.
They've had it, I think, since the beginning. But yeah, no, it's when I found out in week 10. I was like, guess I will not be using the wall in that way anymore.
What was their logic behind that?
I don't know. I didn't ask at the time.
Okay.
It was the same evening that we had some stress between some teams, and I think all of us were more focused on making dodgeball a fun environment for the evening.
Okay.
So I never really followed up on that one, but that would be something I would ask for sure. All right. You look like you're about to say something, or are you just still congested?
I'm both, but no, I think we're gonna talk about where we think they're gonna be. I don't know. I could see them if you're gonna on paper, I put them as a middle of the pack team. Based on the 16 teams, I'd throw them probably 5 through 9 possibly, but like we've been mentioning with the Andrews team and maybe a couple of the other teams, is they can be definitely, if they're all on their game and just so happens that other teams aren't, they could definitely take it. I think. They'd probably be second, arguably second or third strongest league.
Well, the thing I like about that team is it doesn't feel like there's a clear dad on the team, and sometimes some teams they rely on the dad to sort of when the dad gets hit out, it's like they fall apart. And so with a team like that, they don't have that. So I feel like if you are let's just gun them down, because there's not a lot of direct heat on that team, but if you try and impose your will on that and they get the rebounds from that, then you're jacked, you're hooped in that situation. And I can see that happening a lot, especially for teams that don't adapt to those kind of teams well. No, we'll just go balls out no matter what. You could be in trouble if you do that.
Yeah, and it's something I'm really excited to see Surrey on this stage, is that they very much are not afraid of anybody. It doesn't matter who's standing on the other side of the court. They will go after you. They want to win. It doesn't matter who you are. There's no fear of who this person's first or last name is on the other side of the court. They want to win, and you are in their way.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
I
a
like
good
that.
attitude. And the thing about that league I like too is like those people, like if you were to just hear that, you'd think like, wow, these guys are all intense and they're all crazy. But like if you go to the drop-ins, like the same people show up every night. Like they come for everything, and they don't just come for like once a week. They'll come for like 3 times a week. However many times a week there's something going on, those people are always there. So they have like a good spirit in that too. So it's like it's a nice balance of like they play to win. Yeah, they were just passionate.
Yeah, I think it helps being a new league as well. Like they've definitely expanded the most, and seeing like the new league come in, I feel like they're really strong for being so new because they've been like 5 seasons now, 4 seasons. So I mean, give it another 5 seasons, and they're definitely at this rate they'll probably topple everyone over. I think, but.
Yeah, I think they are further ahead than CDL was at the same point in terms of development, and definitely further ahead than VDL. Like, mind you, there's always the advantage that they started after those 2 leagues. But I'm very intrigued to see where they're going. They are a fun group of people. They really have strengthened my passion for the game in just the 1 season I've played out there so far. Cool. All right, so we'll move on to our next league. We got RDL up next. And RDL, we haven't really been explaining these acronyms. RDL is the Richmond Dodgeball League. They have 1 team they're putting in. Their roster is Sung, Kei-Woo, Jasper, Matt, Brendan, Esther, and Priscilla.
Yeah.
So first off, what are your first thoughts when you hear those names in that team?
On paper, it is still very a solid team. I've seen these guys play a lot, especially Kei-Woo, because Kei-Woo started in VDL from what I saw, from my understanding. He's always been a solid player to me. Jasper, you know what? I feel like that guy will come up top soon, like really fast. Someone just has to pick him up. Someone just pick him up right now.
We have high expectations for you, Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Jasper. That guy, I don't even know if he realizes it yet, but the throws that I've seen him do are like some of the gnarliest throws I've seen possible with these dodgeballs, and he seemed shocked that I was like, do that again, I need to see that. Like, I don't think he realizes, so...
Yeah, Jasper's going to show up to the gym next week in his red face. He's like, you guys were talking about me.
Who else is there?
And Jasper's a sweetheart. He really is. Like, just a good guy on and off the court. Whenever he's frustrated, he just kind of smiles a little bit more and then just walks off.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not really happy right now.
There's Matt as well.
Matt, yeah.
Oh my god.
He's pretty solid.
Matt is deceptive because he looks emotionless when he's on the court, and then all of a sudden he makes a catch.
Yeah.
Then he makes another catch. Then he makes a third catch, and then he's won the game.
He's really solid. I don't remember a time where I've seen him make a lot of mistakes at all. Like, it's always really hard to hit out, and like he's the kind of guy like me, for example. If I'm the last guy left and there's like a couple of imposing players on the other side, I fall apart pretty quick. But like I don't feel like he falls apart. Doesn't matter who he's playing against if he's in that situation.
Well, I played with a guy for at least 3 seasons, and what stuck out to me the most, like, he's a really good team player. Once you guys start talking, that's when you start playing a lot better. It's because when we played, I think it was Coop's team and the Jet, or Sad Jet, when me and Matt were beside together, we were perfectly fine. That's the way it worked for me and Matt. Like, he was just an amazing, like, team player. He was, like, your best wingman you can possibly ever have.
You took him out downtown a few times, didn't you?
Oh, I did. No, I'm just, I did. He has a girlfriend, so I can't do that.
Jinno doesn't though. Just
Jinno's single.
Matt, hook him up.
Yeah. So Brendan and Esther, the power couple, like they just won their first title in RDL this season. With this guy and this guy. What do we see them bringing to this team?
I like Brendan's catching. He has a good... He knows what's going on. Yeah.
Box is too big. You got a wide box.
For being a shorter person, your box is too big.
I think it's reflexes. His reflexes are really like notably higher than most players.
Yeah, he's very calm on the court, very centered, and I'm excited to see how he does with every new challenge comes on, because he seems to rise to that moment.
I was going to say, he's kind of streaky, at least from what I've noticed. He can either be really hot and catching everything, or just, I don't know if it gets into his head or something, but
I don't know,
sometimes he catches, sometimes he doesn't. But if he's catching, I think he'll do well.
It does get in his head, but then again, like, he knows the game, whatever, like, it's a game, it's just a game. It happens in that game. Let it go to the next game. If it happens again, obviously he changed something. He's one of those players, like, I've seen him adapt quite a few times. He's always looking for feedback also. So that's a good thing.
He's very sharp. So Priscilla, do you guys know Priscilla?
Not by name,
but not well enough.
All right, Priscilla is very underrated. She will shake her head and say no, but her ability on the courts has just improved every season immensely. She is such a good catcher. She is a consistent catcher. She positions herself very well, and she's very aggressive when she's in possession of a ball. She will go for that line. She brings a lot to her team. Her team tends to follow her. Like, in a lot of ways, I think she has been, but she is really the captain of her team whenever she's on the court.
Her toe shoes distract me.
Do toes do it for you, Nathan?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those shoes. As long as they work for you, that's fine. I don't know.
Cool. I've been talking to Priscilla for a while. I know her game. She does get frustrated, but then again, like I said with Brendan, she resets herself. She gets better at that point every time she gets frustrated, which is really good. Because that means you're fixing your game at that point, and you know what you're going to do next game.
Absolutely. So we already talked about KU, so we got one person on this team left to talk about, and that's Sung. All right, do you guys know Sung?
Nope.
No. Okay, so I'll talk about Sung. Sung in RDL played with Rice Balls. He's built a bit like Rob Shee.
Okay.
Moves a little bit like Rob Shee, but doesn't bend over as much as Rob Shee does. Sorry, Rob Shee. Phrasing. But he has a very decent throw. His catching ability gets better and better every time I see him. His dodging is quite good. And something we haven't mentioned actually so far is sweeping. Sung does a pretty good job of sweeping and maintaining possession on the side of their court. And for those of you who don't know, sweeping means when a team goes to reset a ball or they throw and they miss the player. Sweeping is when you can keep the ball on your side, generally speaking. But he does a great job with that. He'll definitely be the tallest person on this team. They are very short and motley crew.
Well, actually, now that you mentioned height, I think Kwu, like, height-wise, that's the most output per height, like pound for pound. I think he's, like, for a short guy, I think he's like the best short guy I've ever seen. Yeah, no,
I think Kwu, he undersells himself a lot. When he won his 2 titles with Dodgeball I Choose You way back in the day, even though he hasn't won since, he's always been in that conversation.
Yeah, seriously.
And the first season of Antisocial on Tuesdays, we should have won, but then, we're antisocial. So we won the first 2 games and then lost the rest. Antisocial will never win, and that's never the point of that team. We will be in the final only to be there to ruin it for everybody else.
We'll win 2 games and lose all of the rest of them.
Exactly. We have a style down. It's fantastic. You're a part of that, too.
I know.
Heartbreak for you. So I guess, once again, do we see RDL doing well in this tournament? This is a fairly new league in comparison to the other leagues that are attending.
I could see them at highest being a middle tier team if they're on their game, but the talent that's coming out, I don't think they'll win.
You said streaky though. I can imagine them getting on a streak where it's like, what do you do at that point? Like if Brendan's making catches and people are like, well, we got to hit him out, and now they're throwing at him when they shouldn't. I don't know how their teamwork's going to play. So if they teamwork's a big factor in a tournament like this. So I don't know. I don't know how I haven't really followed a lot of the RDL stuff. So I don't know. Do those people play together often?
I know Matt and Jasper played last season, didn't they?
Matt and Jasper played together for a couple seasons at least. But the rest of them, it really is an all-star team, which you'll see a lot from the CDL crew.
A lot of them played in couples, I think, because Matt and Jasper played together. I think Kwu and everyone else has played together. I don't know. Brendan and Esther played together. So I think it's a lot of pairings and putting them together. I think it'll be okay, but.
So how Canada put together their defense for the last Olympics.
Yeah, pretty much.
So just looking at this roster, there isn't a lot of power on this roster in terms of throwing strength. Do we think that's going to be a hindrance?
I think more of a catching thing at this point.
They need to play strategic. Yeah. They can't be a Spartans team. They have to play pretty much a VDL game.
This is just a general thing that I've noticed. I don't think power is a big deal anymore. There was a time maybe 6 seasons ago where it's you get a guy that can throw 70. It's he'll wreck everything. But even myself, the last couple seasons, just due to fingernail problems, I haven't been able to throw as hard as I have been in the past. And it doesn't really affect how well you do. It's when do you throw, where do you throw, who you throwing with, and yeah, I don't know if power's really as big a deal anymore as catching. Catching is the number one thing, I think.
Well, we've also been telling the new tier people hey, how can I throw harder? That takes time with upcoming seasons. Play more, you'll learn how to throw better. But you know what you first work on is aiming. That's the biggest thing. Sure, the hardest player can get caught out easily. But if you know how to hit on the foot like perfectly, they won't be able to catch that right away, right?
And along those lines, something that's been true in the last little while is that the hardest throwers don't necessarily have the most control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily always know where their ball is going. No, I totally agree with all those points. I'm excited to see how they do. All right, we're going to move on to Dodgeball Edmonton.
All right.
These guys, I think they actually posted on the Facebook page for VDL.
They wanted in.
That they wanted in. These guys are hungry. They want this. And there is a lot of skill in this group. We sat down and watched their playoff videos from last year. And just unbelievable. Just how they play, how well-rounded they are. And even though they're going to be coming from a bigger gym with slightly different rules, they have experience with foam balls. They have plenty of experience playing with each other. I'm really excited to see how they do. I think they're going to catch a lot of people off guard. So we'll just quickly run through the roster. Would you like to do it, Nathan?
Sure. Sorry, got you, Paul.
He's gonna pronounce every name wrong.
We got Mike Waddell, Jared Taylor, Jason Hennessy, Bryce Parody, Paul Laking, Lisa Papernick, Lindsay Oldham, and April Ferentz. So I was talking to Paul, and he was telling me that this Dodgeball Edmonton is pretty new. They've only been going on for about a year, but a bunch of these players have played in a different league in Edmonton. They've already been playing for about 5 years, which is even longer than me, so I'm expecting a lot from you guys. So we ended up watching the playoffs between Deathly Hollows and
Fury of 1,000 Balls.
Yes.
I like that name. That's a nice name.
This should just be your team name for this tournament. But yeah, we just got watching, and we got to see a lot of the teamwork that you guys are bringing. So we're excited to watch that, and hopefully, you guys can bring up a lot of upsets, because we don't really know what to expect besides that one video that we saw. We only saw, I think, about 4 or 5 of you, so hopefully you guys can step it up and show us who's boss.
That's what I want. I want upsets. I want upsets for this whole tournament.
I do too. I don't want a BDL team to win. Except our team.
Wait, what?
I don't think that any win they have at this tournament is going to be an upset. Like, from watching them in particular, Jared Taylor, very solid, well-rounded, plays for that catch. He likes to bring that catch in. During the video we watched, Bryce routinely referred to him as having big hands. So we'll see how the adjustment goes from the 7-inch rubber balls they have in Edmonton to the 8.25-inch foam balls we have over here.
Do you think that makes easier catching? Because, if they're used to smaller balls that have more bounce, like if they hit in the box, they bounce out way faster, but a foam ball, by comparison, wouldn't bounce out as much.
I think that they definitely have an advantage there, especially over the groups here. And seeing how they catch, it's a very similar technique to how the dodgeball players here catch. So I don't see that being a hurdle for them at all.
Nice.
Jason Hennessy has a sick underarm throw. Softball throw, very similar to Jasper's, and it comes in heavy, and it is a riser. And he has both the underhand throw and the overhand throw, and he's very good with both. Paul Laking, very good at dodging, very slick on the court. Really, really excited to see how he does. Mike Waddell, super athletic. That was mentioned by Bryce during the video. Really excited to see what he does on the smaller court.
Yeah, they played smaller courts even for playoffs, right? So this is a bigger court, and they're going to be having balls that come slower at them because a smaller ball goes faster.
Oh, no, sorry.
No.
They have a bigger court out there. We have a smaller court here.
Are we... so DT is
interesting.
actually a smaller court than their court?
Yeah, because they were playing on, from the video, it looked like pretty much the length of nearly a basketball court, or at least close to. Whereas ours is probably more comparable to, say, like badminton or volleyball.
All right, then those might balance out then,
So-
I guess. Because I guess that's why I thought it was a smaller court, because those balls are going so much faster, I guess.
Yeah, and their counterplay is really strong. They're very good at picking up balls and coming in numbers. So I'm really excited to see that. Lisa in the video for the final, the very last game, came up with the clutch catch to bring, I believe, Jason back in, and that led to them winning against Deathly Hollows in that final. So once again, just look through this roster and their clutch players, and I believe, if I remember correctly from the website, Bryce and Lindsay were the 2 MVPs from this past season's finals. So we don't know too much about April, but for the rest of them, I'm excited to see how they do. I'm excited to see what they bring, and I'm excited for them to catch people off guard.
I think the toughest part for them will be adjusting to the rules, though, because they do have a very different rule set. I tried to explain most of the rules to Paul and kind of the little smaller things. They have a rule where ball bounces off someone and then another person catches it. That catch is counted as safe, whereas VDL that doesn't count. Kyle would be out.
Yeah.
So they really do need to adjust. They hopefully read the rules. I've tried to explain as much as I can, and they've come and talked to me about a few different things, but I think that'll be their biggest hurdle is just the rules.
Yeah, the easiest thing to remember when it comes to throwing and catching in under IDA rules is that it really is a 1v1 thing. So if I were to throw at Nathan or to throw at Matt, we'll use Matt because we just talk amongst ourselves for the most part right now. So if I were to throw at Matt and it goes in the air, and if Jinno was to touch it, Matt's out because Jinno was not a part of that play at the beginning. If I were to throw at Matt and it goes in the air, Matt catches it, I'm out. Hey, how's there? What's up, kitty?
Oh God, still.
Come to Nathan. Nathan doesn't have allergies and loves kitties. And the same thing, if I were to hit Matt and then it was to hit Jinno, Matt's out as soon as it touches Jinno. Jinno is fine. Jinno can continue to play on the court as an active player. Something I noticed about Edmonton too, which I really liked, is that the game and how it runs and how the rules are put into effect is all player based. Like their honor system is huge out there. And as much as out here we talk about it, almost all the rules that have been introduced since the beginning put more of an onus on the referees to make the call. And we've seen that time and time again throughout playoffs, where we expect the referees to make the call instead of ours.
Especially playoffs.
Yeah.
Instead of ourselves calling ourselves out. We always say if in doubt, you are out, but how often do people fall through with that? And that's something that for them is just letter of the law. It's the second nature. So honesty for them is going to be huge. I'm really, 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 really ecstatic to see what they do.
Yeah.
I always like seeing other cities come in, play our game. It may or may not be a blow off. It doesn't matter. They came to our style and played with us. That shows spirit and passion for the love of dodgeball, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, totally. And one thing Nathan forgot to mention off the top there, even though that Dodgeball Edmonton's been around just for a year, these guys have been playing for about 10 plus years.
Oh my God.
And they've been to tournaments all throughout. So they bring a lot of experience. So anyone who is underestimating them, you will do that at your own demise. So yeah, I think that's Edmonton for right now. So we're going to move on to Boss. Boss is based out of Calgary, formed by Angus and Chermy, more commonly known as Tremangus. They bring a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and no defined teams because they just sent me a list of people that they were sending. So they're going to be putting in 3 teams, but this is their roster across the board. Boss Angus Lau, Chermy, Duncan Fong, Angela Wong, Nick Trong, Nigel Wong, Dan Lack, Tiffany Trong, Adam P. I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name. Ranjot Brar, Kevin Chi, Christina Lam, Dan Su, Yvonne Scher, David Miaz, Elliot Lindsay, Alex Chiang, Adam Bader, Kimmy Wong, and Gia Lam.
That's a huge crew coming down.
It's 20 people.
That's a lot of Asians.
hey, there's
white people in Calgary.
There's a couple white people in there. That's what we have CDL and SDL. It balances it out.
You'll probably get that a lot from me. I like to make Asian jokes. It's fun that way. I'm allowed to because I'm Asian.
No, is that the rule?
No. So I like to
was
tell
about
myself.
to say, because we were talking about Richmond earlier. But have you guys watched the videos of these of their play from their playoffs this past season?
I only saw the one you posted about the scorpion catch.
Oh my god,
so
that catch
good.
was amazing. If you haven't seen it, definitely go to the Boss YouTube page. It is the game between Alcoholics and Break-A-Wish Foundation. It's the second game. I just saw the name of the name who did it, or the name of the guy who did it just before I got here, but I cannot remember. Just phenomenal.
Luckiest catch I've ever seen. Oh my god.
You know it was on purpose, bro.
You're just jealous.
Whatever.
Because you haven't done it.
And it's
No
perfectly
one's done it except for
it's perfectly framed by the camera too. It's thrown from the one corner to the far corner as the guy pancakes on the ground to dodge, and his feet come up, and the ball just gets stuck in the feet. And everyone's astounded, and then no one calls it a catch. All the referees are like, oh.
That's because it was an optical illusion. Like, there was no bounce. It like went right into the feet. Like,
it was insane, and it was incredible. It's one of those moments that, like, you have to kind of watch a few times and be like, holy shit, did that just happen?
Probably that was computer generated.
Yeah.
It actually happened.
well, no, that's what it looked like. It looked like reverse footage played
Yeah.
backwards. Like, it started in his feet, and then we yanked it out, and now we'll play it in forward motion. Like,
Angus totally planted it. He was just like, let's see if Kyle finds it. So he's favorite for the podcast. But yeah, oh my god, like that happened, and it was so good. And it kind of speaks to what this league is. They are a fun, passionate group that are extremely athletic. With that description comes the caveat of they play very individually.
I see.
The team side of things really hasn't happened, and probably their best team-oriented player, Torn, is not making the trip out to Vancouver for the tournament. And when you're going through the videos from the past season, when you're watching Dirty Dill Deeds, I think they're Trim, I hope that's your team name. He is the loud one leading the line. He's not necessarily the best player in the entire league, but he's the one who coordinates. In a lot of ways, he's like Trong. You know, like Trong's not necessarily the best player, but he's very good at leading a group of people to success.
You always need that person too. It doesn't have to be the strongest player. Like, you just need to be out there. No matter who it is, someone has to shout out, hey guys, hold the balls. If no one's going to shout it out, what's going to happen is it's going to break down, play individual games, so nothing's going to happen. You might get lucky, but still, you need someone there.
good point. Good point.
And something else I noticed when I was watching the videos is that for their higher end teams, the girls creep up on the sides, and that's where they sweep from. So when I'm throwing at you, they're over here just on the side, and they pop out right after. So it's not the same as the VDL strategy of having the girl right in front of the guy, and daring you to throw at her, which could be a catch, especially with some of the girls that we have in our in the multiple leagues around here. They're playing sweep, they're playing possession to attack in numbers. So whereas they still play very individually, that is a team strategy they use that hasn't necessarily been over here yet. So I'll be interested to see play into effect as well.
But now that you mention it, with the way that VDL does that with the girls doing like the rook the king sort of thing, I don't hate it. I hate playing against it, but I wonder if other leagues have something similar to that, or like if that will be a weird thing to see, because you get like Wincy. I've seen her play like on the opening rush at the line. Like that's crazy that they would do that, and no one throws at her because she's gonna catch it. And you can't throw around her because then you'll miss, and then it'll be a catch, and you never get your ball back. Like that's a weird thing. I don't know if other leagues do that. Yeah,
it's a very interesting possession strategy. So, in going through the videos, like something else that stood out to me is just how involved all the players are in the games. Everyone is reffing, and you don't see that necessarily at the playoffs out here. It's usually a struggle to find 4 people, let alone 8, to officiate. And so these guys are fully engaged in what they're trying to do. They are really there. They're really present, and they love what they do. And having met a handful of them this past summer at Angus and Shermie's wedding, they're a good crew, and they also want to go for that title of winning pub night.
This could be interesting.
Yeah, CDL has some challengers this season. I don't know if CDL is going to be able to hold it down. Mark Williams will disagree and probably punch me. But it'll be interesting to see how that one goes.
Do we have is Coop coming back?
Yeah, is Coop coming?
Coop is the big drinker for our league, isn't he?
He's organizing the thing, all the trips and stuff, so he's coming back.
Hopefully, Coop, you better come back, man. We got to show these people how to drink.
Come back from Nelson.
For one night.
Just one night. We'll send you right back in your Mini Cooper. So any thoughts about how Boss is going to do? They haven't given us rosters in terms of the individual teams, but generally, how do we think they'll stack up?
I don't know them well enough. They did come down in the summer, and there was like kind of a drop-in thing. Honestly, I didn't expect too much of them just because I'm an elitist now. No.
He actually does mean that too.
This is his own opinion, by the way.
Yeah, he wins a title and all of a sudden it goes to his head.
2 times.
Apologies. You better thank Jackie for the first one.
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. I saw them come in the summer. I was pretty impressed actually with some of them, but I'm not sure because it was more of like a drop-in sort of scenario, so I don't know how they would be if they were trying really hard. If you were trying really hard, then sweet.
You're a dick.
But I don't really know what to expect from them just because I haven't seen them all play that much, and I don't know if those are the people that came by, but with your enthusiasm and stuff like that, I'm excited to play against you guys.
Yeah, I still I think their best player will be the champion, Duncan Fong, who was on our team at that drop-in when we won.
Oh.
He is
White team.
The white. We were not a white team.
Oh yeah, you were
I
the
was the
mixed
only
team.
white person on that.
You
team.
left the white team. The white team got gunned.
Yeah, and Duncan Fong is Duncan. I'm gonna build you up so bad right now. Duncan is phenomenal. He has just an award-winning smile. He's a fantastic human being, and on the court he just wins. That's really what it is. Like when Duncan came onto our team, I wasn't sure if we're gonna win before then. As soon as he stepped on the court, I'm like, we got this. We got this. Even though it's a drop-in, we got this.
No one's really trying, but no, we got this.
Yeah, we got this. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see how they do. They could be. Well, actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll read a statement that Boss Angus Lau has given to me to pass on to you guys.
Here we go.
So, boss statement. Our players are new to dodgeball, but they bring a passion and raw athleticism that are sure to bring at least a bit of challenge against the many years of experience in the BC leagues. For this tournament, while we hold a strong masochistic attitude and, and look forward to an impressive ass-kicking by the BC leagues, we're confident that we'll at least be one of the better-looking leagues, and there's no way in hell Calgary would ever lose to Edmonton.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. You really should have watched their videos first, Angus, before you said that.
Best looking league? We'll
they're
see.
better than VDL, that's for sure.
Yo, we're right here. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. You can
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, they can see you. All right, so let's hop on to VDL. All right, so VDL, of the teams that we know, I think there's 5 or 6
I
now.
think it's 5 or 6, yeah.
5. So we know one of them's going to be Bananas.
Yep.
And that likely is going to be the 2 Voos, Victor, Byron, Shane, and Carolyn. We don't know who that second girl is going to be with that roster. That's a real strong team, and they have done very well in tournaments. They won the only 2 JDRF tournaments that we held, and fairly comfortably too. I think they weren't really pushed at any point. During the league, they didn't win the one season they played together in the league, or 1 or 2 seasons. Maybe they won 1. They won 1?
I think they won 1, and some sort of variation of the team.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do here. They are a confident group. They know how each other play. They have played together for years, and you can never discount Carolyn.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Nathan, would like to talk to that?
No.
No memories.
We beat it. We beat
Even
it.
though we won, I still have nightmares.
Just all like 3 of us lined up. We're like, oh shit! Don't want to throw that catch. Don't want to throw that catch. And then Nancy caught her out. We're like, oh thank you.
I was watching that. I was like, why aren't they throwing?
No, that's all I can say.
Carolyn.
Let her throw. Like, but then this is what I still think of is like, okay, if we let her throw and then we all had like 1 second left on our ball, we would have thrown a catch anyways. Like, it was,
Or just all reset our balls. It's like,
sorry, reset, have it back.
Hey guys, resetting's against the rules.
But never did it occur to me like just try and catch her throw. Like that was not even something that was in my mind. So funny that Nancy, a catcher, would have that like mentality. Like, of course I'll go catch that throw.
That's Nancy, though. She just comes out of nowhere, just makes a catch. She's crazy.
She's a lot like Leanne that one playoff when it was a Thursday playoff where I think Byron threw at Brandon and Brandon ducked, and all you could see was Leanna pop up and go "Bah!" and catch it and just hop back down, and Byron was like, did I just get caught out? And Leanna smiling in the back going, hey, hey.
I remember that. That was good.
That was insane. But this team, lots of power.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of power and a lot of court presence. Byron, who is the fastest recorded, hardest throwing record, I should say, in VDL, I think at 78. I think it's somewhere in there, 78 miles per hour. Victor, who never seems to record well at those things, but has a very heavy throw.
Yeah.
Victor's probably the most athletic player in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah.
Bar none. Like, he just brings it every day. And he's got pretty sweet hair, too.
The hair flips.
It's most important.
Like that.
Although it works against him on the call, the ref call.
Oh, yeah.
Like, did that hair flip from the ball, or was that just the?
It was that just
stylish
Victor's
thing?
like just natural motion. But yeah, Victor he's good. He baits catches. He throws hard. At all times, he's dangerous, whether he's on the line with no ball or against the back wall with 2. He is just someone you can never ever lose track of on the court.
Yeah. If it was a video game, I always think like in terms of like NHL, you know, the stats you'd have. I would give Victor 100. Like he's 100 overall. It's a
No
gross
one's
player.
100.
Yeah,
No,
he's
he's
not
100.
even Gretzky.
99.
I guess.
He's no Jeremy Roenick.
Well,
he doesn't go
Fedorov
too
was
high.
99 overall in NHL 95, so I guess he can be a 99.
Well,
but
I don't think Victor was even born then.
Yeah, Victor's like 12.
He looks 12. Well, honestly, if you look at
But he looks so adorable in his suit.
well, if you look
Give him
at
that extra points.
what was it? The highlight video I made for last Tuesday playoffs. Honestly, all you can see is from catch 22 is just Victor catching almost everything. You don't see him like make the catch, but he just comes out with a ball. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. In between that and Minta punching James in the face.
Oh, James, it's okay.
Minta, you made it into the video. You're famous now. All right. So, real solid team. They should be one of the better representatives from VDL.
Yep.
On to another team that will be one of the better representatives, and that is Spartans. So, running through Spartans' roster, we have the Great Rattel. We have Deb. We have Nick Malika, Matt Kennedy, Dylan Darnell Cooper. Darnell Dylan Cooper. We have Sean Rogan and Mystery Girl, because we don't know if
Right.
Helen is recovered yet and able to play.
All right.
I
And
think
if
Chris. Probably Chris.
Possibly
it would probably be Chris. So let's put Chris in there. Let's put Chris on Spartans. That's just power.
Yep.
That's all that team is.
And you have coordination now too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's power, but coordinated power. It's the most
Which is
coordinated
scary.
power team, I think.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. There is no defense on that team. Outside of Deb. Deb and Rattel, if they can make and Cooper too. I'll include you, Cooper, especially if you Cobra it.
To bring it back.
Yeah, you gotta bring that back. Bring back that season 7 style. But yeah, they can now take those chances because there's a higher percentage or higher probability of them coming back into the game. Especially Rogan. Rogan, probably one of the hardest throwers in the league, but absolutely one of the most accurate. And those two things don't necessarily go together. But he can hit your toe at 72 miles per hour from anywhere on the court. He also likes to look for those behind the back throws, those screenshots. He's in his old age, he's become a much more wily player instead of just a power-based player. And I really started changing for him about 5 years ago when he got the MVP when Shat won on Thursdays in the anniversary season. Nick and Matt, the two remaining
Original Spartans.
original Spartans. Yeah.
Was Coop not on the original one?
No, they actually initially Mike Kennedy, Matt's brother,
Right.
refused Cooper on that team. That's why they formed Ballistics, because they wanted to win without having Cooper on the team. They wanted to prove that Spartans would win without Cooper. And then the first time Spartans won, Cooper was on the team. So
You want Coop on the team.
you
That's
want
an
Coop
option.
on the
Put
team.
Coop on the team.
And that group, that Ballistics group, half of them are Spartans, and they won the second tournament of champions when it was first put out back in the day. So these guys have experience. It is, to this day, Cooper's only MVP, which is absurd. It makes no sense to me for a guy to have been that good for as long as he has been, to have only one MVP when they used to award them every season. So what do we expect Spartans to bring to this?
Power.
I think teamwork. Honestly, I think teamwork, because they've played together. So you get like a team that knows how to play together, and they're not necessarily like, they play a good like wild sort of they play chaotic teamwork. Like Rogan likes to do like the piston effect, where one guy's up, one guy's back, and they keep going forward and back. But like the fact that they know how to play together, like that's going to be a huge thing. Because tournaments, when teams just form, like sometimes they have chemistry, and if they don't have chemistry and a team like Spartans comes in that knows how to play together, they're just going to wipe the floor with most players.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Nathan.
Have some banana bread.
So we're going to move on to our reigning Thursday champions from VDL, Boys to Women.
You got it.
And provide, I know, it's the second time ever I've ever said that name right. They were Boys to Men earlier, and then they were just Boys 2. And we should provide a little bit of context for people who may not know VDL as in-depth as we do. Thursday is the night of night. The champion of that night is really the champion of the league in a lot of ways, because Thursdays has always been the pinnacle. if you win Thursdays, it doesn't matter what you do on any other night.
It doesn't
Thursdays
matter,
is-
but
Oh, and 2 Mondays.
No, yeah, I know you stay on Mondays.
But that's kind of a little misleading because
I
I
know.
think Thursday is like the most of like the known quantity players play Thursday, and they play like they fill it up. Like every team is full of like known quantities. But I find like on like Tuesdays or other teams or other nights, you'll get like the grossest teams you'll ever see. We're like,
Yeah.
well, we don't have a whole tier full of like known quantities, so let's just put them all on 2 teams, and they're
Yeah.
the 2 grossest teams that ever exist. So those teams are super hard to beat. But Thursday is like it's anyone's game, which is what makes it like okay, well, what's going to happen here?
Yeah, 8 teams enter, and typically about 7 of them have an equal shot.
Yeah.
And that can't be said for any other night in Vancouver. So boys to women, explain yourselves.
First off, we'll go over the roster. We have Enzo the Italian Stallion. We have myself. We have Matt. We have Mattia. We have Nancy. We have Monica. And
Cyborg.
Kevin Chung.
Okay, I thought I mentioned
Are
him.
you serious?
I thought we mentioned him.
I
The
thought you-
best hair in dodgeball.
I thought he was your best friend
Saving
or
the
something.
Best, saving the best for last. So
By
those are
forgetting
roster. We've been playing for a couple seasons. The first season we didn't do too well. Matt ended up actually getting injured, so it kind of threw off our whole game. And we decided to try out for one more season, and everything worked out.
It was worth it.
The main strategy of our game was being able to adapt. We played against some of the strongest teams. We played against Recess, played against Spartans twice, and then we played against Haggard, and I think that was...
Yeah, we had a short getting first seed is a huge thing on Thursday. Apparently,
Yeah.
you want first seed.
And I mean, it wasn't an easy road, but we just adapted to every team. We'd already played against a bunch of these teams, so we might have a little bit of advantage coming in against some of at least the other VDL and the CDL team. But going into this, I think we're pretty confident in the way we can play, just because after winning Thursdays, we know we can do it, so we know what we can bring. And I think, I don't know, I hope we can take it, but I'm a little biased, so.
Just a little.
Cool, and I do think that's one of you guys' strengths, of that adaptability. I think your team has 2 of the strongest minds in the IDA game, with yourself and Mattia.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think the game so in depth, to the point where if we see you at the gym, it's like, oh, there's a thought process going on right
Fair
there. You guys are so on top of it. How you guys communicate in between games, like we used to make fun of you guys for talking for 4 minutes before games would start, but you guys are always on the same page. So you guys always win or lose as a team, and that can't necessarily always be said about other teams.
That's a good way to put it.
So you guys are either winning with 5 to 6 people on the court, or you're losing really quickly with all you guys out really quickly. But it's it'll be interesting to see how you guys do. See, this will be your first time out after winning the title, and for a lot of you guys, this was your first VDL Tier 1
4
title.
players on that team.
Yeah. How do you guys think you'll respond to that? Like, what's going through your head?
I think on our team, there's no clear MVP. Like, there's no like, oh, we have to get this person out because they're the best. Because all of us, I think, are really equal, or like, in terms of we have different strengths. But if you get one person out, there's someone else to compensate for that. So I think just being a well-rounded team, it makes things a lot easier for us and a lot difficult for other teams, because it's harder to decide who to go for, and just because you get one person out, everyone is still a threat. So that's how I see our team, at least from an outside view.
Yeah, honestly, I still see us as dark horses, even though like we won
I
on
agree.
Thursday. But that kind of works to us. Like I don't know. I think when Monica makes a double catch, like the energy is just sucked out of every team. Like,
Well, just watch that. Just power bombs both balls, and everybody's like, the game's still going on.
And the referee stopped counting. I was on the sideline like, motherfuckers, you guys were on 7. Like, keep going. And it was just like, everyone was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, all right, there's still 2 or 3 other people over there that need to be hit.
yeah, like every one of our games that tournament too, like went to game 5. I think. Like,
Yeah.
it was.
You guys played a real hardcore playoff, and you guys really battled it out to win. Like, you guys are full value for your victory. And that's probably the best compliment I can give you guys. You were full value for what you did. So moving on to the next team. Jinno, is your team going to be in the open division?
Yeah, we're gonna beat open.
All right, moving on.
We're not that good.
So Michelle's team is taking your place.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact roster though. That's all I know.
We know nothing about who's going to be on Michelle's team. So because of that, we can say they're really nice things or really good things. Not bad things. Bad things are bad.
About Michelle as the only player we know on the team?
Yeah, Michelle's a really nice person.
No, absolutely. Michelle,
very pleasant.
Eye of the tiger. Like she's got the will to play, like the will to win. Like you see it in her
has
eyes.
that resting bitch face.
I guess you don't. It affects me. Like, is there something I don't know? Like, should I?
She's
not
like
throw
peering
it?
into your soul, destroying you one bit at a time. But no, she is a very sweet individual. We don't know about their roster because this only just kind of happened yesterday or the day before.
So I think it was like Friday, possibly Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, I was drunk.
Yeah, and to provide context, not so much to that, but to this, we're recording on Sunday. So it's been 2 days, so we've been trying to scramble together with rosters in the last little bit. So we'll move on to Brandon's team. And Nathan, I believe you have the roster on your phone.
Yeah, that was Jackie, Ian, Kevin, James, Brandon, Wincy, and Lauren.
It's a solid team.
Yeah, that's gross.
I like the sound of that team.
That's gross.
How do we see them playing? Because that's 6 guys. That's 6 guys on a team. 5 now? 5. Okay, so you counted wrong the first time.
Okay.
We're not accounts.
So, all right, so that's 5 guys, 2 girls. How do we see them playing?
Honestly, I think there's enough, like, whether or not they play well as a team, a lot of the players on that lineup are, like, they're in a bad spot, they still pull it off. So, like, that's just a gross team.
A lot of them are hard to kill too.
Yeah.
Lauren especially.
Lauren, like what was
3
that?
balls, like 1 catch for sure, guaranteed.
Yeah, like what was that playoffs? Like last playoffs, wasn't it? Like she caught three balls in a row, and then
For chocolate, I think.
yeah, and then she finally got like hit out. But even then,
They ended
like
up losing too.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like she
Devin
makes the
Chocolate.
catches. Like
Yeah,
she made those
Kevin,
catches.
so
Like
no
that was a crazy part. And then Wincy, you know what? Wincy's crazy. Like she comes out of nowhere with a ball and hits you out. That's what scares me. When I played against her, I think last season, I think it was one of those, like, I told everybody, watch out for Wincy. She'll come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
She'll just hit you out.
Her court IQ,
Yeah.
very good, very high court IQ, and it plays well for the team because she will stand up at the line to protect someone, and it's I don't know, it's like some weird mind meld thing where like you won't throw at her even though she's right in front of you. It's so weird.
She is one of the subtle aggressive players in the league where you don't really see it coming until it's too late. And I was just recently watching our Wednesday playoff videos, and there was a number of times where she was hitting us on Kyle's part-time babysitting gig, on that second throw coming in because no one was looking for her throw.
Exactly.
Everyone was looking at someone else. So she really does play those angles quite well. And Hauser's playing with the light.
Don't like it.
Awesome. Hauser, what are your thoughts on... oh, there he goes. But yeah, no, I see this team as being really scrappy. They're going to pull off a lot of plays.
They can all survive too. They're all very defensive.
Yeah.
Sound.
Yeah, they're just going to be one of those ugly, greasy teams to go up against. And I say that in the nicest way possible.
Especially Ian.
Ian is super greasy.
And ugly.
And ugly.
Look at that hair. I mean,
hey, he has nice hair.
yeah, better than mine. I'm balding, so.
They're all young too. The whole
Except
crew.
for Brandon.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you get like a one little. You
Grandpa
get it.
Brandon.
Well,
Grandpa Brandon, I like it.
That's kind of the thing, though. Brandon is a dad of dads, and like I find when Brandon goes on a team with young players, because Brandon, he's like the template of like the guy that will win a game for you. It's like he's got like high stats. If we want to go back to stats, like he's the guy that a lot of players emulate when they first start playing the game. And I find that when he's on a team with the young players, they kind of look to him to like, how to play, because he's also really good at vocalizing on the court, but to a point where like some new players are like, it gets in their head like, well, because if you play on a team with Brandon for the first time, he'll be like, stay up, and you don't know what he means by that. And now you're like, so they've played with Brandon now at this point, I think all of them, so they might already be used to it. But that could be a factor if Brandon gets hit out. Then how do they deal with that? Even though, like I said, they're all survivable players on their own.
Will people implement the Brandon strategy?
Which strategy are we talking about?
Shield. Is it the shield? Right?
It's where we hit Brandon within the first 5 seconds of the game, no matter what.
I hate that strategy.
Yeah, we only ever use that twice, I think, and it was against Brandon and against you.
Yep.
We identified who we thought was the best player on the team, and we didn't think that he would be caught back in, so we just hit him right away. And it was very effective.
I lasted 17 seconds in that one season.
In 3 games.
I was like, okay, awesome.
Then little shout outs. Kevin, we're talking Kevin Young, right?
Yeah.
One of the hardest throws I think that is in the game right now. Like Byron was recorded, but I don't think he's been throwing that heat for a few seasons. I think the fastest thrower in the league right now is Kevin. Like those throws come like
He has
bombs.
an ugly throw too. It's not even just like a straight throw. It's like
It's really gross. It's a gross throw.
Even last season, like he uncorked everything on Monday playoffs. You just hear that thud of the ball coming back to him, no matter what.
And the real gross thing is that he's still improving. Like because if you talk to him,
He doesn't catch.
I guess
He's catching
When
once
he
in a while.
he's a
When
quintessential
he
gunner.
catch.
Though. He's a very archetypal gunner. But the thing is, like I've talked to him before, and he's really smart about how he's trying to analyze his own throw and how to get it better. And that's the most dangerous thing. Like it's not just raw. Like I learned how to throw, and like I'm just gonna keep using that. Like he wants to get better, which is the really gross thing.
I agree. The mental side of the game, the dodgeball IQ side of the game for Kevin is just it's leaping forward every time he steps on the court. He's thinking the game in a way that he never did before. He's not intimidated to play against quote unquote name players in VDL anymore. And what was it? He has 4 titles now. I think that's
how
how
fast was that?
That's
Yeah.
pretty
2
fast.
seasons.
Like he's
2 seasons.
He's almost
seasons.
on the same trajectory that Byron was, where Byron was all throwing. Like, I think Byron's a little bit more athletic, but I think Kevin has more power, and I think Kevin's a little bit more accurate, consistently more accurate.
He's way younger too. Like he's got a long way to go.
Byron's the same age as I am, so Byron's
younger
up there.
than me.
Pardon?
Kevin's younger than me.
So you're old now. No, you might have to grow a beard at some point.
Oh, I shaved it.
It's a grandma
like
beard.
the 1 or 2 hairs over here.
Yeah, they're gone.
Another thing, Jackie's another guy I'd like to point out. He seems to me like he's a prototype Victor. Like I feel like he plays similarly, where like he can get into bad situations and like he'll either catch his way out or throw his way out or dodge his way out. And I think he's like another guy that you're gonna see crazy things from in the sport.
I like him quite a bit. He's a very fun person.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't.
I'm speaking to him as just a person. Dodgeball, whatever.
Off the court.
But we haven't really spoken about Ian, other than Nathan
Durante.
insulting him. Or
Durante.
Durante. The two of them. Durante
course
is... he used to be the streaky catcher where he would just make these stupid, ridiculous catches and drop like the ones that came into the middle of them. Now he's a bona fide all-around catcher. He is difficult to play against. He makes himself difficult to play against. He probably is... He's probably the biggest clutch catcher now in playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I probably already said it with somebody else already.
Victor.
But Victor, yeah, I did. I was like,
Sorry,
so I said, I was
Victor.
like, I said this. Well,
Victor
fuck you,
lost your
Victor.
title.
But I think maybe in a different sense. I think James is that guy who will come up with that catch. Victor will just make catches. He's just always in that position to make catches, whereas James will come up with that catch.
He'll be the last man standing, and he'll like 3 balls thrown, and he'll dodge 2 and catch the last one.
He's
like,
probably the most entertaining guy when he's the last guy left. Like I know he's gonna pull it out somehow, but like how can he possibly pull this out?
Yeah.
But he does, which is it's very entertaining.
And no matter what, he's always smiling.
Yeah.
He's always happy. He's just, oh shit, it happened. I got hit. Oh well, runs off. Does the hair wag thing as he goes off.
He does.
Even when
Sometimes
it
does this.
Yeah, just shoot. Shucks, guys. We're making James sound like a 54-year-old white man. And Ian.
Ian's upcoming, man. Or he's already there. That's it.
Ian is a jack of all trades. He is not the best at any one thing, but he is well above average in every category. And he's smart. He's another guy who really thinks the game. He's another person who is desperate for a title. He is hungry.
Does he not have a title?
He
yet?
does not have a title.
See, now that sounds like that's a tragedy right there. That's
next
not-
Mondays,
all right.
Ian, we got you.
You
Dark Knight's coming back. We got it this time.
guys aren't gonna bail like you guys did this past season.
I'm Monday.
0-2.
I'm Monday executing this time. I got it covered.
Oh, so you're gonna rig it?
On it now.
All right.
No, you don't
Call
know.
it now. He is rigging it.
Before we move on, I think one thing about Ian is he's probably the first young player that I remember coming up that I'm like, okay, who's this guy? I don't know. And then like he was way better than I thought he should have been, like for a player I didn't know. And I think that confidence, like he was like the first young guy that had that confidence that like it affected the way I played against him. Like, well, he seems more confident than I am, so like it affects the way I play, and that's a big thing I think is like confidence, like your look, your demeanor, I guess, on the court.
For sure. And two names I want to mention that are notably absent from this list and are notable for their absence from every roster. Samuel Coe and Ashley.
He's not playing?
Sam is not on any of these rosters.
Oh, that's right. He had to do work.
He has his future to take care of.
Professional man.
Yeah.
Dodgeball's your future.
Yeah.
Come on.
All you gotta do is speak to Danny about what he thinks of Sam's future, and you'll have a pretty good idea. He's not a fan. And Ashley, this past season, she has for a while wanted to play on a competitive team, and our Wednesday team, not during the season, but at playoffs, we brought it.
Yep.
And she stepped up. She was huge all day long. And she is someone that I don't think a lot of people have on their radar, but they should. Because she is going to be another one of those girls who comes out of nowhere for a lot of people and just starts owning. And the mindset's there, the aggression's there. Like, she is just, the perseverance is there. She wants to be better. She wants to be in those conversations. Yeah. She wants to be the conversation. So I'm excited to see what she does. But yeah, unfortunate though that those two are not able to make it.
Oh man, I would love to see Sam play in this tournament so much.
Yeah.
Next one.
He's so close to coming up huge. I think so close to just being like the guy that everyone's like.
Wait, he won his first.
He won his first title this season, right? Yeah, he won Mondays.
Mondays.
And he played extremely well again at Wednesday playoffs with Kyle's part-time babysitting gig. I love that team.
What scares me about him, like, he's so fast in that opening rush.
That's the fastest opening rush in the league.
By the time I'm back to the wall, he's already up to the line, ready to throw. I'm like, okay, fuck this. Like, that's it. Like, he's incredibly quick.
He's not confident, or like he's becoming more confident, but he's not as confident anymore. Because I've noticed in playoffs, he doesn't do those quick throws. It's always during the season because I feel like he's too timid. He doesn't want to like screw over his team. I don't know if that's the case or not. But that's just my assumption.
But it doesn't happen as much during playoffs.
It doesn't happen during playoffs just because like I think you're trying to play like more serious, more toned down game. You're trying to play like a methodical VDL game. But I think that's a big strength of Sam's, and it really screws over a lot of people playing that 5-6 position.
For sure. So the big question when it comes to VDL, do they defend their home territory?
I think on paper, yes.
On paper, yes, but I'm asking you what your opinion is.
Oh god, anything could happen. I'm gonna say yes. Go BDL.
Elitist.
I know, yeah. Get off your high throne, eh?
I think at least one of the teams will be in the finals. I can see that. Whether they win or not is a totally different story, but I can see at least one of the teams in the finals.
Okay, I'm just gonna judge this because the last few tournaments I've been in has been VDL. SDL tournament back in Douglas was VDL against VDL. The other charity tournament last time it was like VDL against CDL, and then Chris Valance, Trong, Shane, those guys. I feel like VDL will have a strong presence, and I feel the same way as Nate. Like they'll definitely be up there, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be VDL. It's gonna be one of the very top two teams from the other leagues. So
I can see that.
Matt, what are your thoughts?
I think with the lineups that we see here, I think VDL has what they need to win a tournament, but not. It's like I mentioned earlier, the meta game almost with VDL. Like I find that they've kind of whittled it down to a point where like I've seen vids of other. Okay, well no, the best example is if you watch like an early UFC or something like UFC 1. Those guys are just like they move in a way that's like they haven't figured it out yet. But then you look at it now and they've got it. It's just the way I see the movement and the like. You look at a guy, like Jackie or Victor, and the way they move on the court. It's like there's no wrong step. And I find that there's a lot more players playing like that in the VDL. So I think it's luck plays into it. The X factor plays into it, but when you get some of those guys like a James Durante, like he will pull it off. Like it's something I remember telling my family back in the day when I'd be like, yeah, we got bumped up to Tier 1 for playoffs with my old team, the Comrades, not a super Tier 1 team, and I would tell them like, yeah, we don't have a chance. They'd be like, oh, don't say that. It's like, no, you don't understand. These are teams that can beat you. It's like it's a known thing. It's hard to explain, I guess, but once you see it, like.
You gotta accept that fact too. That teams will beat you no matter what happens, right?
So based on this lineup, like I see VDL doing it because I have to deal with that all the time playing in VDL, and I hate having to play some of these players and teams because they are so good and luck factors in. Like if they get good playing and luck at the same time, it's like it's very frustrating. So I don't know. I don't know the other teams. They're not a known quantity. That's their That's their best strength, I think, for VDL. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say VDL is gonna take it.
I think VDL is the home advantage too, because this is the gym we play at our playoffs all the time. We're playing with our rules, we're playing with our balls, so we're used to playing everything. SDL, the balls are a little different. I think CDL is the closest, probably.
VDL's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, CDL plays the
CDL
same.
and RDL all use the same balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but and same with
Which
a lot
is
of
huge.
the.
Yeah,
Well, RDL,
you played RDL.
I don't think he's ever played though.
Has Nathan ever shown up to a gym?
No. But
I
yeah,
just
like,
lift guys.
a lot of the RDL, CDL people have played in the VDL gyms. A few of the SDL as well. So I think VDL has the home gym advantage as well. So that will play a factor.
The
too.
SDL ball, the only thing I've noticed is like the skin, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's pretty much about it.
I've noticed.
It's like a different factory altogether. It's not even
Okay.
the same factory.
Yeah, so when I played in SDL, like I noticed like there's way more catches than there are in VDL. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the balls. Maybe the people are a lot better, but.
Let's go with it a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I just noticed there's a lot. The balls just feel stickier when I play against them, and I'm making like catches I normally wouldn't be making in VDL that I'm making in SDL. So that's what I've noticed too.
But like I said, I want upsets. Like if
Yeah, I
I'm
do
cheering for
too.
VDL, I want VDL to just get taken to school. So
We want Michelle's team to win.
Yeah.
All right.
Just Michelle.
Just Michelle.
Just Michelle.
Go Michelle. You got this. All right. So now we're on to our last league. The CDL, the party. The reigning champions of any pub night. They are bringing 3 teams. And the first team we're going to talk about is probably going to be one of, if not the favorite, and that is Recess. Recess's
I like that
lineup, for anyone who can't recall, Yam, Stella, Travis, Nathan, Matt Hung, Rob Shee, Justin.
I hate that duo, Justin and Rob.
yeah, they play a good.
when they play
a
that
good
side,
corner.
man.
Yeah, and the funny thing is they can never replicate it on any other team they
I
play
know.
on. It only works on Recess.
This just probably goes with the spirit of that team, right?
Oh, yeah.
Brings probably a lot out of them.
Absolutely, especially if they have some fried chicken from Churches.
Oh, that Churches.
Yeah, that seems
Food
to
of
be
my
their
people.
gasoline at this point. But you just look across that roster, and when they first started their very first season as a group, I think they came 4th at Thursday playoffs, which was huge because that was really a bunch of us from CDL starting to kind of figure out what this whole sport over there. And prior to when they were Sack Attack, they weren't in that conversation, but that was kind of their intro. And since that time, they've just progressively gotten better and more consistent, and their individual players have gotten better and more consistent to the point where they're expected to be in the final anytime they play. And it speaks to the level of competition on the night they play on Thursdays, why they haven't won more than twice. But they've been in finals.
Yep.
They've probably been in more finals than anybody since they started. They are just a crazy good group. They're so well organized. I remember way back in the day, Stella telling our team in CDL, Fat Cat Pussy Balls, how Matt had made a document of every player and had strengths and weaknesses and where to hit them and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, man.
Matt Hung is the captain of that team, but he leads through his team. And that team is they're hard to beat. Like, it really will always come down to a matter of inches against that team. They will fight you to their last person. And like the comparison we made earlier to Hump Day, the difference between Hump Day and them, beyond experience, is that they have the power in their throwers and the accuracy to make up any kind of gap through that way as well. They are very multifaceted when it comes to their approach to the game. And for Travis, do we think Travis missing most of last season and being up north is going to have any effect on them as a group?
No, like even when they were missing Nathan, like they still did well. Like now that Travis wasn't there, like they still did well. They always like figured it out in their own game, right? So.
Yeah, I think Travis was a bigger. It would have made a bigger deal for them 3 years ago when like I said, I don't think gunning is as big a thing as it used to be. But when gunning was a big deal, like when Spartans had Joey on the team and stuff, like that was like, okay, you need a gunner or you gotta have a gunner. But now, like anyone that throws over 60 miles an hour, like that's all you need to hit someone out. So accuracy is huge and timing is huge. And every guy in their team, and maybe not Matt, I'm not sure. I know he had a shoulder injury for a while.
Matt, he plays to that argument to that point you made earlier about accuracy. Matt is a very intelligent thrower.
Yep.
He knows he can't throw as hard as the rest of his team, but he throws at a moment and at a body part that's difficult.
Yeah,
for
plays
the
to
person
his
to get
strength.
away. Yeah, he plays a very smart game. Yam and Stella, the 1-2 combination, absolutely the most dynamic and strongest female combination there is going. It's difficult to see them whenever they're not playing with each other. It's weird, but individually they're both extremely good players, and they both walked away with title assists here. Stella on Monday and Yam on Wednesday.
I gotta say though, Stella is the nicest person you'll ever meet. She makes that even if she doesn't make that one catch, she'll just apologize right away. Like, don't worry, you know what? It's okay. We didn't make anything either. Like, but she'll just apologize all the time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. And it's the shoulder shrug with
Lauren's
him.
up there
Sorry.
too.
Sorry. And Nathan, who we haven't talked about yet. Nathan, from the outside for years was the linchpin of that team. He's the guy that when someone sits off can fill in everywhere. And he is someone that I have thought very highly of for a long time. What have your experiences been playing against Nathan?
I don't like his throw. It messes me up. It really messes me up. I don't know why. That's all I have to say about
You're
that.
giving him nightmares, Nathan.
See you in my sleep, which is not good.
No, Cobras, Nathan.
I think this is the first season I've played against Nathan, and I didn't really get to play against him all that much because I think we maybe saw each other once during the season and once at playoffs. But I honestly wasn't too intimidated. I feel like he was hyped up a lot because I kept hearing about him, but then he was away for so long that I was like expecting these like huge great things, and it was just kind of like almost more or less another tier 1 player. But that being said, I haven't played against him enough to really understand your strengths and weaknesses, so I'm just gonna throw that in with a grain of salt.
Nathan's one of those guys that's just very good at all the little things that go unnoticeable in a lot of ways. Right now I think recess will likely be there at the end, if not close to the end. And I think that's probably one of the safest predictions we can make.
Watch it be like a Spartans versus recess
final.
finals. The whole classic. The classic.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, Yams does the thing where when she has a ball and she's looking at people that are going to throw it, or like she can manage to like. It's like the Cobra, like she does like a Cobra mind. Yeah, like
the J-Voop.
Yeah, but like it's almost like you're hypnotized by it because like you don't know what to do, and like it's happened to me so many times, but she'll like manage to beat you in that, even though like I don't know how. So that's something I don't know if other leagues have stuff like that, but that's like a really weird. That's gonna be a hard thing for people to deal with. Even it's hard for people that deal with it all the time to deal with.
Well, what I noticed about Yams is like, even though 3 balls are going after her, she focuses on one ball. She doesn't she goes for that one ball that's going offset, and she catches that ball.
Everyone take note, if you want to get a better catcher, watch Yams.
Yams and Stella. You can't really, with recess, you can't even mention one person. You have to mention the whole team.
Yeah, if you want to get better, watch recess.
Yeah.
So these next 2 teams from CDL are kind of wild card teams, in a lot of ways. Like, there are good players on them. They've never played together as groups. So these teams are kind of unknown in a lot of ways. The players are known, but not the teams. So the first one is led by Chris Valance, and also has Shane Solberg, Mark Williams, Helene Lowe, Carrie DeCorin, and myself on it.
I like it. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good team.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay.
I've heard better CDL teams.
Like recess. It's a really dynamic group. I've played with everyone on here but Helene on different teams. I played with Chris on So Handsome, So Powerful. I played with Shane this past season in CDL. Mark in not CDL, SDL. And I played with Mark in SDL and VDL. And Carrie I've played, I think, in VDL and SDL now. Just across, you go through that roster and there are big plays. Like potential big plays at all times with each person on here. And I think it will really come down to how we come together, which is kind of a cop-out response because of the fact we haven't played together, but really how we attack on the court and how we play the possession is going to be huge. And also if we're able to make that big catch.
Yeah.
You know, if Valance goes Superman and makes that huge catch, or Helene makes that sick grab, or Carey comes up huge on the line against somebody, or Mark decides he wants to destroy everyone who's not him. You know, all these things are possible with this team. And I think for this team in particular, draw is going to be really important. Matchup will be huge. There are definitely some bad matchups for this team.
I see a lot of solo players on this team.
Yeah, it seems like solo, but that means like you said, big plays.
Win it, but at the same time, if there's like not one person stepping up, then I don't know. The team will crumble, I think.
I agree.
What I like about this team is, like, you know what? Mark is probably one of my favorite people ever. You know why? Because he throws both sides equal or better speed. It's crazy. You don't know which hand's going to come out of from.
Yeah. Especially when we start yelling at him to use his wrong hand.
No, you won't know which hand because he's thrown his left hand with 60 plus.
know.
That's ridiculous.
It's stupid. Especially when he's not paying attention.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that team does. And we're going to move on to the third CDL team. And this team kind of scares me in a lot of ways because of how much power is on it, but just how much recklessness is also in that roster. And that's Jack Bale, Alex Mitchie, Razvan, once again, I'm not pronouncing your last name, Dave Baxter, Tina Jew, and Carla DeCoran. The other DeCoran. I shouldn't say the other, the second DeCoran. So when you hear that roster, what comes to mind right away?
Headhunters, pretty much. That's what it is.
Traditional gunners. Those are like the 3 years ago. This is a whole team full of people like that.
Yeah.
It's gross.
And Jack is the hardest recorded thrower.
Yeah, and he's left-handed too.
He's
so
left-handed.
Was it 80 plus or something?
I think
No,
it was
it was
around
78.
80.
78?
No, he was 79 or 80, one of the two.
Jesus.
I know he hit 80 at some point.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know, Matt Kennedy will go on record as saying something's wrong with the gun. But that's what
I've seen it. It's definitely the fastest throw I remember seeing.
Oh yeah, it's fast and it's heavy. And Jack, quite, bluntly put, is probably the best athlete to come out of CDL, by a long shot. He only lacks the experience, I think, that some of the other players have. And Headhunters, as a group, they've only won one title in CDL, despite always being part of the conversation. They're always there. Alex Mitchie. Another incredibly strong thrower, a great athlete, comes up with catches, and he is a presence at all times on the court. He really is. You will know who Alex is very quickly. Because that's just how he is, and how he plays the game. Razvan.
I don't like playing against him. He has the
Throw
weirdest.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like a huge, like another arm that's doing a whip, and then you don't even know sometimes where it's going to.
That's because he's 7 feet tall too. The ball is way out of your peripheral and then just scoops down.
Yeah, they're huge. Like this is probably maybe my team.
Gunniest team.
Yeah, definitely the gunniest team for sure. I like that term.
I thought you said gummiest. I'm like, gummy?
Yeah. They've
too.
lost their teeth, But yeah, just a ridiculous player. Dave Baxter. What does Dave bring to this team?
Aggro. Every time Baxter's on the court, people throw at him, and they lose their balls. And like when he's on, he stays alive, and he's just got all the balls because like I know what it's like when someone's drawing aggro on the court. You want to throw at them, and if he's drawing aggro for this team, where if he plays center and you get like Jack and Raz playing on the sides.
I agree.
I think that's a real gross combo. It's going to be a really weird thing to deal with.
Mm-hmm. All right, and the two ladies. I mentioned them together because they've wanted to play together for a while now, and that's Tina and Carla. Will the power of friendship be able to restrain
There's no friendship in dodgeball.
Yeah, the aggressiveness of their male counterparts?
That's weird. Those guys play, like the Headhunters guys, they really play with like, the girls are supposed to give them the ball at all times, but like those are two girls that like I want them having a ball because they know when to throw and they have good throws. Especially Tina, her throw's really good.
Yeah, Tina has a very deceptive throw.
Mm-hmm. Like if this whole team plays slower, like plays just smarter, like don't gun off the bat, like play a little more refined dodgeball. Like that's with all of the stuff they have on that team, they could definitely be like the grossest team on paper. Like I hate playing gunners. I hate playing gunners, and that's the team that like I don't want to play a team like that. Like I'm gonna injure my fingers. I know it.
They're a team almost more than any of the other teams we've mentioned in the same category, could be first. Or they could be one of the last teams.
Yep.
And it just comes down to how it all comes together on the court.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a reflection of their ability or their potential, but what could happen. Because it could be a beautiful disaster or just a momentous victory. So CDL, do we think that the first sister league of VDL brings it?
I would say so.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
they
would
got
say
it.
so. Those teams are solid. Like, look at the rosters again. Like Recess, Chris Valent's team, Jack's team. Like, what the hell is going to go on right now?
And along those lines, do we think the VDL rosters have been hurt by all of the CDL, not the CDL defections, but people going back to where they started? Because Recess technically is a VDL team. They've only played one season together.
No,
in
because you got
CDL.
Spartans
I
as
don't
well.
think
Like
so.
Spartans
Yeah.
and Recess were the classic like
Yeah.
legacy rivalry. So you got enough of that in both. It makes sense to split them up because if they were both in the VDL one, it'd be like, well, it's not necessary. We split it up.
Give CDL a chance, so we'll give them recess.
I think
I
CDL
really hope you're out first. Sorry, Matt.
Just hit on Nathan. Just hit on Nathan.
I like you. Okay, so let's move on to the big questions. Who wins? You guys got to choose a team. Which one team do you guys think is going to win?
Well, it would have been my team, but we got bumped down to. No, I'm just joking.
yeah, you guys
to
bumped
be
up.
like so obvious.
Yeah.
Gino wants to win the second one, not
Yeah,
the first.
come on, guys.
You're always more famous when you win the second one. Look at Dr. Will from Big Brother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know
Anyways.
what that is.
It doesn't matter. It means something to me.
All right. Oh man.
How about you, Kyle? What do you think?
So you're bailing on answering the question
No, I'm
first?
thinking
You're
about it. I'm thinking about it. Stop stalling.
If I had to choose a team, I'm going with Recess. Choosing a dark horse team, I'm going with Dodgeball Edmonton.
You know, I'm gonna go with Recess too. They've been playing for a while. Like they've been there, so they know how it feels, and they pretty much played almost every single team on this game, right?
I think you guys are counting the Spartans out then for the same reasons that you would go Recess. Like Spartans and Recess have played together or played against each other so many times that you imagine them playing together in this playoff series.
Well, I'm not saying Spartans won't be there.
Yeah.
I just think Recess, they're going to take it. And we're putting our chips on the line right now. So it's not necessarily who we think is going to do well, but it's just like, this is who I think is going to win.
I think Bananas are gonna win.
Bananas?
Yeah, I think Bananas have got it. They've been playing for a while, like together for a long time as well. Like they've interchanged a few people here and there, but I think Bananas have it.
What I would like to see is Bananas with Luke.
Oh, yeah. We're going to fly Luke back in
Yep.
from Guangzhou.
for one day.
Bring him and his kid. His little girl is so adorable. Like, I love being Uncle Kyle to that little girl. Like, she has stolen my heart. She is adorable. Luke just sent me more photos. I'll show you guys afterwards. Just sweetest little person in the world. But yeah, if Luke came back, like, just the reckless, like, absurd way that Luke plays on the court that somehow works for him.
Yeah.
That would be frightening, I think, for a lot of people. Matt, did we get a prediction from you?
I'm gonna have to go Spartans on maybe the condition that Coop shows up with the type of play that we can see from. Like, it was funny. Was it the playoffs we had? Was it Thursday? Was on the Sunday? What was on the Saturday? Was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Sad
Coop,
Jet?
yeah, Coop did not show up on Tuesday
Yeah, we
at all.
know. We know Coop.
But on Thursday,
Well, I
like
didn't
from
either,
the first game, the first set they played, like, oh damn, Coop showed up today, and like when Coop shows up, and you get Rogan as well, and you get Rattel and Deb as a base, and like that team,
They're a really good team.
Let's not discount Malika here. Malika's been catching a
I guess
lot.
yeah, he should not be catching.
I
as
saw
much as he
Malika
does.
wearing knee pads. He was dropping for catches. I know. It was just like, no, Nick, that is not Spartan dodgeball. This is weird. It's
That's like when
strange.
I saw Jabs going down too. I was like, oh god, I can't hit her ankles anymore.
They're catching up, man. They're learning so fast.
Yeah, Nick, and then Matt. Like if Matt, like he was in wasn't he your number one pick when you were on Travis's podcast back in the day as like the top 5 players?
I wasn't on that one.
Wasn't you
I wasn't. No, I was on the one of the playoff recap ones.
Oh, okay.
It was for Matt Kennedy. I think
Yeah.
that was Travis who picked them.
Okay.
'Cause I think Justin chose someone else. But yeah, no, that was. By the way, if you want to listen to some old podcasts, Cross Court from Travis, that was a fantastic podcast back in the day.
Bring it back.
Yeah, we miss you, Travis. But yeah, like you look through these teams, and there's a lot of good ones. So I gave my dark horse prediction. What are your guys' dark horse predictions? Who comes out of quote unquote nowhere to win this?
Boys to women.
Boys to women.
Boys to women.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I could see one of the Surrey teams upsetting.
Which one?
I'd have to look at the roster because I know like
Would it be the Hump Day roster, Vo's team, or the Contis?
I'll take Vos. The Vos team for
I
dark
guess,
horse.
yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a lot of teams.
I wouldn't say the
damn
Vos
it.
team actually. Where's the?
Yeah, go through my notes, find it. And now we vamp. Da, da, da. Hey everybody, Jinno and I are dancing. Da, da, da.
I think that Andrew, the Conti's team, I think they can upset. I think they'd be the one team that would be like silently winning. Like everyone else see all these big name teams, like oh no, they're like playing against each other, blah blah blah, and it's like oh like just the Conti team, and like next thing you know they're in the finals, and it's like huh.
Okay, so we have Conti's team, we have Boys to Women.
Sticking with it.
Third team, I've said it right. And Jinno, who's your dark horse?
Vos team. Kevin
Vo's team. Okay, so those are our dark horse ones. We have some quick fire questions before we wrap things up. Just generally, just give me a league. Which league does better overall?
VDL.
VDL.
Okay, which non-VDL league do you think does better?
Okay,
overall?
yeah, we'll go that way. Which non-VDL league does better?
CDL.
You're just changing the first letter.
I don't know. Was it Edmonton that you said that? I think Edmonton might be a surprise there, especially like their game and stuff. Like,
There's 6 leagues that are coming, right?
6 league. Oh shit, Toronto. Fuck, Toronto's coming. We don't know who's on their team. I've met Dan once. Seems like a really sweet guy. Doing a lot of good work with the Canadian Dodgeball Association. We've done no research for Toronto because we found out just before we started this that they were coming.
we can't be blamed.
So I bet you they like the Maple Leafs. They might be Raptor fans as well.
Speculate entirely.
They might bring Raptors.
Yeah, they may have hopped on the Blue Jays bandwagon this past fall. But yeah, they'll be an interesting team. Hopefully really nice people.
Hopefully they bring it and show us.
Yeah,
Hopefully you guys like to drink as much
Yeah.
as we do.
I was born in Mississauga. Anything else Ontario based we can say?
Our capital's there.
Our capital is there.
You got the Great
Go
Lakes.
Canada.
Go Canada.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
Hockey Hall of Fame's in Toronto.
You got the Great Lakes going for you. Yeah.
Got a
Yeah.
good
That's
hockey
impressive that
coach.
they would come all the way out to Vancouver. That's huge.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It just means another league that we get to meet.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
that's always a good thing. And because this tournament's not wrapped up in anything that past tournaments that have been put on by IDA, it's kind of free of that stigma.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit more open and engaging for people to join. I'm really excited to see what happens in year 2 and year 3.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss that on our next podcast. So that's Toronto. So which league will do better? You're saying Edmonton?
I'm gonna go Edmonton.
I'll go with Edmonton. Too,
Edmonton?
From what you guys been talking about.
Non-VDL, I think CDL.
CDL. So Edmonton, CDL. All right.
Utica.
For me, I am gonna put. Well, I kind of have a crush on Edmonton already, so I'm gonna go with Edmonton as well. I think
Edmonton, a lot of support.
a lot
Yeah.
of support
I don't
for
know, man.
Edmonton.
Bring it.
Angus's letter towards.
Yeah, I think it's really gonna fire them up.
Let's go to Edmonton.
Let's go back and just
Yeah,
listen to
exactly. And if Angus denies this, I will show you the chat. So, who will have a better beard? Jason Hennessy from Edmonton or Mark Williams from CDL?
Williams.
Mark.
That thing is thick.
Yeah.
You know, those follicles are thick as Tootsie Rolls, man.
But have you seen Jason's?
I haven't, but, you know, based
Jason,
on...
Jason has like the hair back in the day where it was like kind of flowing,
Okay,
like
thick
that
hair.
curly kind of flow.
Yeah.
And then he still has the beard to go with it.
Oh man.
I've just... Every time I see Mark, I have to comment on his beard.
Yeah, and it's like crawling up his face too. Like he's becoming one of those people you'd see on like National Geographic where the hair just takes over. He's getting closer and closer to it every day.
Hopefully that'll be me one day.
No.
Still waiting.
Mark, I do apologize. I don't remember.
72.
I don't remember your game exactly, but the guy on your game looks exactly like you, and the beard is disgustingly big. Because you know what? I think it is you. That's how freaking thick it is. It's crazy.
Pretty good. I'm kind of torn on this one. I want to see a good strong beard game next weekend.
Okay, bring your beard game, everyone.
So I'm excited to see what Jason's looks like in person.
Hey, well, speaking of beards, look at this beard you got going on. That came out of nowhere.
I know. My profile photo when I'm standing on Rogers Arena after the Canucks lost, like they always do.
Let's go.
I'm a big Canucks fan. I just shit on them. And I'm excited.
Matthews.
Hey, I got my retro Bo Horvat jersey. I'm super stoked about that. And since I got it, he's gone on this tear. Solely because I have that jersey. So next one. Who smiles first? Kevin Vo from SDL or Matt Kennedy from VDL?
I'm gonna get Kevin Vo for some reason.
Wait, does Kevin Vo
Vo.
smile? All I know is he's the angriest looking thrower I've ever seen.
Are we talking about on the court or off the court?
Wait, are we talking about Wilson or Kevin Vo? Because Wilson smiles.
You think Kevin will smile
will
first?
smile first.
Yeah, okay.
Kevin?
Matt Kennedy, you just keep that stern face going. All right. And on the opposite end of things, who is going to stop smiling? Who's going to be the first one to stop smiling? Jasper from RDL or Chermy from Boss?
Ooh. I'll give the Jasper on this one.
Do you think Jasper's going to stop smiling first?
Yeah. Every time I've seen Chermy or seen pictures of her, she's always smiling. Jasper I've seen a couple of times during especially RDL, he's not smiling.
He's not at RDL. He's at a fun tournament champion, so he could be smiling the whole time. I'm gonna say Jasper's gonna be smiling the whole time. So sorry, Chermy.
I don't know Jeremy, but I'd have to give it to Jasper. Smiley guy through and through.
I think if someone tells Chermy that someone else took her beer, the other side of Chermy will come out.
Oh dear.
God.
When we were on Gun Show, we would say that all the time, Chermy, he took your beer. And the fist would come out right away. So I'm going to go, I think Chermy will probably smile the whole time. I think Jasper might at one point. So I'm going to go with Jasper for that one.
I'm going to laugh so hard when I see it. First of all, Jasper's not smiling. Go, Kyle.
Take a picture. Take a picture.
Note it, put it down. It's like when we found CT eating a sandwich up on the stage one time.
Yeah, when he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
What are you doing out there?
What are you doing here? What's going on? All right. So who do we think is going to be the male MVP and the female MVP? I don't know if these awards are even being given out, but we'll give them out after.
Ooh.
What day is the tournament on?
It's on a Saturday, so it's
Next
before
Saturday.
pub night. It's before pub night.
The whole thing is
Sorry,
like,
CDL.
I want to give it to Victor, but if it's a weekend, he's guaranteed to have been drinking the night before. Guaranteed.
No, he doesn't drink the night before. He plays league until 5 a.m. and
Yeah.
then he'll sleep and then he'll come.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
all right. If he's sleep deprived or if he's hungover, that's.
So I'll just play League until like 8 in the morning.
No, but every time he's done that though, he's won.
Yeah.
Seems like
Shit.
he's won.
Victor, go to sleep.
Yeah, you should get him
Hopefully
off
leave
the
hold down
computer.
or something.
just crash it.
Servers are down.
Throw the game, ruin his night.
MVP.
Yeah, I've just seen it too many times. I'm gonna have to go Victor.
I'm gonna either go with either two recess girls for one of those two for
Okay.
female.
Mhm.
But for male, oh man, I'll go with Victor too. Victor, James Durante close second.
Okay.
I don't know. The name that first popped in my head would be Rob. I think Rob will be like a dark horse MVP, and he'll carry recess. For girls, I don't know. Maybe Monica will make a double catch again. That'd be really nice.
Power bomb.
Wait, we said.
Powerball.
Yeah, it's good. Monica, MVP, let's go.
Okay,
Well,
someone
Lauren's
has to make
playing
a
though,
triple
right?
catch.
Lauren is playing.
That's a good candidate for MVP there.
If you make a triple catch, you're instantly MVP.
All
Yeah.
right, something to
Doesn't
shoot
really
for.
matter.
Oh, totally.
Right.
A triple catch, absolutely.
One scorpion catch and then just
Yeah.
scoop the
Oh,
other.
If you
two.
can do that with the legs coming up, like you guys really need to see this clip. It's fantastic. I think for female MVP, I'm going to go with Debs. I'm going to go with Debs because that puts pressure on her and she hates having the focus on her.
Spartans.
So this is part of my strategy. Deb, I'm trying to throw you off. And for male MVP, I am going to go with Sean Rogan.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Rogan is a really
never,
good choice.
never count him out.
I think potentially if Spartans are in that final, if they don't end up winning, potentially both MVPs could come from their team. And we'll reconvene next week and discuss this, and we will award MVPs if there aren't ones given out at a tournament.
I have Sean's number, so it's okay. Don't worry about him.
Wait, are you gonna call him up or?
Yeah,
is
Sorry,
that-
you're gonna personally make sure he is not MVP.
Have you spoken to his wife about this?
Yes. She's
cool
okay
with
with
that?
it.
What I love about Chris is amazing. I think it was Victor who threw a high ball on Rogan. You can hear on the video, I'm going to kill Victor so hard. I was like laughing. I was laughing so hard when she said that. That's true love, though. That's true love.
That is true, though. There's a lot of emotion and passion between the two of them, and ice caps. So probably the biggest question of the whole thing, who wins pub night? Do we see CDL pull it out again?
Wait,
Do we see the challengers from Boss bring it hard? Do we see SDL, just bring their party from the valley? Or does
Northern
Edmonton, or does Edmonton bring that
That's all they do
northern
up there.
heat?
Am I allowed to drink beer again?
Are you? I'm not in charge of you.
Kyle, am I allowed to drink beer
Yeah.
again?
Yes, Jinno,
Gino can
may.
drink. Apparently, he thinks VDL will win. We'll
No, we need
That's the assumption.
We need Coop.
You gotta remember,
Definitely
all of
Coop.
recess is in CDL's camp.
That's true.
And CDL is also sending 3 teams to the Open tournament. So there are 6 CDL teams at this tournament, 3 of which don't give a shit about dodgeball.
They're there for the pub.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. C does not stand for party.
Yeah.
But even then,
Or
you
the
guys,
D. The D does not stand for party.
But you guys
or
still-
the L.
but
you
you
will
still-
hear that chant 1,400 times within 3 hours.
But you guys do party hard though. You guys party hard.
So what is pub night? I don't even know coming in.
Oh,
yeah.
there's a pub night afterwards.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're selling tickets to it at some point.
Huh.
I don't know how it's being doled out. Because it's at Professor Muggs again.
Okay.
Uh,
Was it BCIT?
BCIT, yeah. So that means everyone's got to be out by midnight. So we're gonna hit some
Party
late
hard
night
and
pho.
fast.
Late night pho. Late night pho. I still want to call a team like it's pronounced pho and just have a PHO on there and just see how people respond to that. I think that would be an amazing team name.
I like it.
So yeah, who do you think wins the party?
Man, as much as VDL roots here, I'm gonna give it to CDL.
CDL,
I'll give it
okay.
to CDL.
I'll give it to CDL.
CDL.
Who's gonna be last though?
Mark Williams.
Wait, to stop drinking or just like?
Mark Williams. Like, the answer to all those questions is Mark Williams.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought that it was standard in the league nights that you just play big games at the end. Like, I thought every gym did this, but it's because I was on Mark Williams' team, and he always makes sure there's a big game at the end.
Yeah.
Always. So, the guy is all about partying and all about like the good aspect of partying. He's not like an angry, party drunk or something. Like, that guy just wants everyone to have a good time all the time. So
Watch him get competitive and start stomping all over the place.
when he's playing the game, he can get a little competitive, but he'll be the first one to admit that to you. But once it's over, that guy is what a teddy bear.
He's a big, rambunctious guy. But to answer more specifically, who do you think will be last person standing or last people going? I think it'll be Coop and Mark because neither one of them will give in to the other.
It's true.
Sounds like a
It's
dangerous
it-
award to be given.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Drink responsibly, everyone.
Yeah, I will be going home before they do. So
Sounds like you made it like a Gimli versus Legolas drinking competition. Where one of them has to be Gimli who just dies out.
I think Justin would be the Gimli of that.
Oh yeah. Justin and Travis.
Still keep going.
Justin
And
and,
then
Travis.
the final beer will like, oh.
And Rob She'll still be off in like the corner dancing, just doing his thing.
The Rob She dance,
The
man.
Rob
It's
She
hypnotizing.
dance. Oh yeah. So I remember when him and Tony danced together at that one social event. That was fantastic. But do we have anything else we want to mention before we wrap this up?
All I'm gonna say is like, I want the other leagues to come in and destroy us. Like,
I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want
fun.
to meet new
Destroy
people. I want to like
the
see
attitude. I hope
passion for
everyone has a great
dodgeball.
time. I hope it's just fun
it's
as heck.
well, the thing is like this tournament's put up just to have fun too, right?
Yeah.
That's the basis for
Well, it's-
almost every single
It's a
dodgeball
charity tournament.
Yeah,
So
it goes to a good cause. For us, it's just have fun, and for me, like I just want to meet other leagues too. I'll be going around taking pictures pretty much almost the whole day. But I just want to meet everybody. I just want to have everybody have a good time.
Yeah, I want to add a bunch of people on Facebook, damn it. I want new people on there. You know what? The thing I want above all is I want like epic dodgeball to happen. Like even if it's against me, I love when epic dodgeball's happening. So if this is like a true tournament of champions and like everything is epic and everyone's just so stoked and like that noise in the gym when everyone's just getting like they can't believe what they just saw. I hope that's what it's about. I hope that's what it's all like.
Yeah, I agree. I am quite excited for this. I think it's going to be a fun weekend. I think there's going to be some new bonds formed, some new rivalries started, and more importantly, more dodgeball. And we all win when that happens, right? So I guess maybe in the notes part of this video we'll put like our Twitter handles and where people can find us. And I actually have to start the YouTube page for this.
It's already started.
It's already started apparently.
by the time this video is out,
By the time this video is out, it'll be up. Oh, it'll be magic. Because we are looking to do some other podcasts and other videos that we'll be putting out. And please pay attention to what we're doing. Follow us on Twitter. Everything is down below. Drop those things up. My name's Kyle.
I'm Nathan.
Jinno.
Matt.
And you guys have been fantastic. We'll see you guys on the courts.
Woo!
That's it.